Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. It's the show that was once worried that PJ Tucker was gonna get into the unboxing game with all his bubble sneakers, but now we got LeBron unboxing cereal. Oh, come on, King, stay in your lane. You don't see me posting Taco Tuesday videos on my IG stories or putting up triple doubles in the bubble finals because I could. You'll see. Sign me for next season, Rob Pelinka or King Taco. I'll gladly be a taco influencer. I have no shame at all. Let's start things off with some hot takes. Complex Sneakers is taking a look back at Drake's sneaker history after reporting that his first official collab with Nike is coming in 2021. This should come as of no surprise after he filmed a music video at the Nike campus. Baby, man, doesn't that video feel like it's at least a year old now? That means we might have seen the last of the OVO Jordans for now, but I really hope Drake closes the loop on his Jumpman run with a pair of purple Air Jordan 5s that look like the customs or bootlegs, depending on whose opinion you believe, he wore over a decade ago. The man doesn't let things go. See every feud he's ever been in or been a part of. And now he's just gonna forget this? No way. I hope he not only makes this shoe, but every box has that picture so he can just rub it in everybody's face. So after the official name for the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Azrael was changed to Carbon, word got out that every nickname that had been given to upcoming releases was being changed to something a little less likely to cause a holy war. That's because the nicknames did not meet the brand's diversity and inclusion guidance according to emails that were sent to retailers who already got the Yeezys. Of course, that doesn't explain the shoes that are already out there with nicknames that have religious overtones, but whatever, I guess. I am slightly bummed that we won't see a Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Hypnos anytime soon. I'm lying. I have been moving Hypnos. I really have. Elysium sucks. Nelly teamed up with the shoe surgeon for some custom Air Jordans for his Dancing with the Stars performances. While I'm just going to ignore those threes had turned into dancing shoes, the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam that he used actually makes sense. The job shoe surgeon did was so good that I probably would have assumed Nelly was wearing an actual pair of dance shoes if no one told me otherwise. Just goes to show you that the thought and work Tinker Hatfield put into the design of the 11s. Now please, Nelly, do this for hype stuff like the Unions or Cactus Jacks so I can feel the hypebeast tears come pouring down sneaker Twitter. But if he makes it to the finale, he has to wear Air Force Ones, right? Right? Okay. If you're like me, then you've probably already tired of the how it started and how it's going meme on social media. I mean, I'm mostly upset that I didn't start the trend, but we have to let it slide just one more time after Sue Bird posted her version of it after she and Breanna Stewart led the Seattle Storm to their 4th WNBA championship in franchise history. I like to think if I made my own meme like this, I would be the baby and that's really it. I'm just a young Zoomer looking for his place in this crazy world, guys. I also have to give Stewart props for winning finals MVP for the second time and celebrating with what looks like Nike snowboarding goggles. Look, I think hypebeasts were on the mask wearing trend way before COVID, but if Nike really wants kids to get on board with masks, face shields with a giant swoosh on them would be the ultimate hypebeast accessory. Really shocked Supreme hasn't done a collab with a surgical mask company yet. Etsy has got to be killing it with their bootlegs right now, I'm sure of it. Kevin Durant is the content gift that just keeps on giving after he revealed in an interview with Darrell Wright for the Players Tribune, a site with plenty of KD meme gold, that the plan, as of today, is for Brooklyn to be his final NBA destiny. I'm not sure.
And then my density. My destiny.
Whatever you want.
And I believe him as of today. Look, the sooner we accept the players are just like us, people who are trying to just figure themselves out and will bounce to another job if a better, more appealing and fulfilling offer comes along, the better off we will all be. I just want to know if he'll ever wear the KD 13 on the court. So Sony dropped a video featuring Yoshiro Atori, a VP of mechanical design, tearing down the PlayStation 5. Not figuratively, because that would be Kanye trashing Adidas levels of funny, but literally. And I have to say, I'm super impressed because I would be nervous as hell trying to put even that stand together, and here he is breaking every piece down like it's no big deal and laying them out like the most elaborate outfit grid pick ever. Maybe I should try it with this. Nah. It looks like we have a prepared statement from my co-writer who is not happy that Netflix has decided to cancel the 4th and final season of Glow after they had already filmed 1 episode but closed production due to the pandemic. Man, this is bull. I love Glow. Netflix keep doing this, man. Starting new shows with great cast and killer writing and then shutting it down because they're not attracting new subscribers. Just let them finish the story. They already got 1 episode in the can. Zoya the Destroyer, Liberty Bell, deserve better. Just go back to Jacques. I'm not ready for this. Okay. Let's go to the heat check. And now it's time for the heat check, where we take a look at this week's upcoming sneaker drops. And after, I would say, a bit of a downer last week, we're back with some hits and a second chance for some of you to get that Union hype train going. Okay, first up, we have the Adidas Dame 7. I am my own fan in purple. These are on the 12th for 110. So if things were relatively normal and we weren't stuck in this seemingly never-ending vortex of dumb preseason for the 2021 NBA calendar would already be underway, and we'd be talking about Damian Lillard debuting the Dame 7 in one of the 6 I am my own fan colorways. But no, here we are, still hoping that people wear masks. Then we have the Nike Kobe 5 Pro Tro 5 rings. These are on the 15th for 180. It's one of the most elusive OG Kobe 5s as it returns for this homage to the 5 rings that the Black Mamba won for LA. Will LeBron ever reach those heights with the Lakers? Unlikely, but that doesn't mean he can't be the GOAT. More on that a little bit later. Then we have the women's Air Jordan 1 Zoom Sisterhood. These are on the 15th as well for $150. The Air Jordan 1 Zoom gives me what I want in terms of comfort, but the colorways they've dropped so far, I would say they're a hit or miss. This women's exclusive Sisterhood colorway is more of the former, but I'm not gonna complain that I won't be able to buy them. I'm sure Jordan Brand will make up for it in the future, at least I hope they do. Then we have the Union Air Jordan collection. These are on the 16th. After a launch on the Union site that was mostly applauded by sneakerheads for how they were able to combat bots a few weeks ago, now we return to normal with the dumpster fire that is a hyped sneaker apps release. Then we have the Air Jordan 35 Center of Gravity. These are on the 17th for 180. The next Air Jordan arrives in a colorway that is sure to get people talking in a way that I don't think is good for the brand. Granted, the black and red Warrior colorway is dropping the following week, but I wonder if the perception for the 35 would have been different if they had flipped the release dates around. And then my pick of the week is the Reebok Boktober pack. These are on the 14th. Halloween is going to be very different this year. I mean, it better be different this year, but Reebok is still celebrating the occasion with their most iconic 90s basketball shoes. We've got the Question Mid Ankle Reaper that has a tearaway upper that reveals I would say a more festive look. A Reebok Kamikaze 2 Jack O Kazi that you can decorate along with your pumpkins, and an Air Jordan the Reebok Shaqnosis that would make Venom proud. And now for a heat check on the Nike Adapter line. See, later this month, the Nike Adapter BB 2.0 gets a big boost, pun not intended, with the mag colorway that is a callback to the iconic Back to the Future Nike mags worn by Marty McFly. The Adapt 1.0 version of the mag is the most popular pair of the auto-lacing shoe, with the resale price going for almost double the $350 price tag in some sizes, like my size 11. Anyways, the Adapt has been chugging along for the past year with new models like the Auto Max, the Huarache. They're just giving off more of a lifestyle vibe. Most pairs tend to sell out soon after they drop, but one has to wonder if we are already reaching the saturation point for them. As of this recording, I can still buy a pair of the much hyped tie-dye Adapt BB 2.0 on sneakers, and some Auto Max and Huarache colorways are reselling for close to resale prices in some cases, even lower than that. I'm not saying that we have to come down to the cost of the Cortez, especially if the manufacturing costs are still high, but I do think we are now to the point where we need to see some real evolution in the product, starting with whatever the Adapt BB 3.0 is going to be to get people back on board again. The mag colorway can't be the only thing the Adapt has going for it on a yearly basis. Of course, as I say this, I'm probably going to try to get a pair in a few weeks, but for now, I'm going to give the Nike Adapt a lukewarm 3 hoverboards over 1.21 gigawatts. Don't worry, the numbers all make sense in my head. And now it's time for Hard Pass, where we take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go, like the notion that there's no debate in the GOAT discussion. Look, we're not worried that Miami won last night. We'll be fine. The Heat are a scrappy team led by some real dogs, man, and my hat's off to them. But we're not blowing a 3-1 lead. I mean, who does that? What kind of all-time great team that the media was hyping up to be better than the 72-win Chicago Bulls blows a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals? Not the Lakers. So, LeBron, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there are still Laker fans that are not on board with the king. And I just find it to be so bizarre. Like, why? Yes, he has a long way to go before he reaches the heights that Magic, Kobe, Shaq, and other legends who have worn the purple and gold have reached, but it's not for lack of trying. I mean, think about his arrival last season, which feels like a decade ago. He could have easily stayed in Cleveland and been content to grow his legend there, but 16 years in and he was still looking for new challenges. And what bigger one is there than bringing the most storied, iconic, legendary franchise in the NBA back to the promised land? Cue Knick fans being offended, yada, yada, yada. We get it. It's the Garden, the Mecca, Spike Lee, whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, moving on. And LeBron did it without the block party of Miami or the Sports Illustrated cover story of his return to Cleveland. He kind of just showed up one day and voila, he was a Laker. Not only that, he came here on his own. No Kawhi, no pandemic P, which in hindsight, turned out for the best. He was banking on the magic, pun intended, of the city and the thing Laker haters like to call Laker exceptionalism, which is the belief that everything bends for the Lakers and that their fans act like entitled jerks because of said exceptionalism. To which I would say, fair. We do have spoiled and entitled fans that give us a bad reputation.
My uncle had Magic. My brother had Kobe. I have LeBron. What's he brought me? Nothing. I want rings.
But also, Chris Paul trade. And while we're on the subject, yeah, the Lakers are exceptional. But that's because we make things happen. We drafted Magic Johnson, James Worthy, and Kobe. We signed Shaq. We traded for Wilt Chamberlain and Pau Gasol. Good things happen when you take chances. But we also had a starting five that looked like this a few years ago. I wouldn't wish that starting five on the Knicks. Remember when we were trying to talk ourselves into Xavier Henry? Or when we were hoping that Lynn Saturday has a little bit more flash in the pan? I mean, at least we had Swaggy P for the jokes and the sneaker heat, but come on. So yeah, forgive us for being a little happy that our team is successful again and we get to crack jokes at Clipper Darrell along the way. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, LeBron. He ended up playing with a group of kids and LeVar Ball who weren't ready for the spotlight while also dealing with major injuries for the first time in his 16-year career. And then in his second season, when he actually got an all-star to share the load, he got us to the finals. I just don't understand our fans sometimes. I'm just glad Bron helped us reclaim our place at the top of the NBA hierarchy and that we'll be around for the foreseeable future. So for my Laker fans out there, it's time we let the king into our hearts and save him a spot at the table, right next to guys like Eddie Jones and James Worthy. See? I told y'all, he still has a ways to go to get to the head of the table here in LA, but as an all-time great in the league, that's different. He's top 5, easily. Top 4, no doubt. Top 3, without a question. But 2 and top 1, we can have that discussion now. LeBron, Magic, Michael, that is my short list for the GOAT. And look, Kobe, I know so many of us, especially here in LA, want that top spot so bad for him, but I don't think we can have a non-emotional discussion about him right now or maybe ever. And the reality is that LeBron is going to wreck everybody math. When it's all said and done and LeBron retires, which won't be for like, I don't know, maybe another 10 years, the numbers are not going to lie. Like, you know how Karl Malone is the second leading scorer of all time and ranks high in every other category, mostly because he was healthy and consistent for his entire career, except for that 1 year in LA? Well, LeBron is Karl Malone, except he delivers on Sundays and in Los Angeles too. Championships, MVPs, gold medals. It's all there. James is doing what I thought Magic and MJ would have done had they not had stretches in their career where they did not play. And shouldn't that count for something? They say that the most valuable thing you can be for your job is reliable and available. And that's what LeBron James has been ever since he made it to the finals for the first time in 2007. After that, he's only missed the final round 4 times and only once in the last 10 years. And considering the extraordinary amounts of pressure and scrutiny that he has to deal with from the media and from the fans who dislike him with a passion that I normally reserve only for people who use the blue shell in Mario Kart, I would say he's handled all of this well. Yes, there are things MJ and Magic have done that LeBron hasn't and may never do, like having a winning record in the finals. But the opposite applies as well. If Jordan somehow dragged a rookie Scottie Pippen and a rookie Horace Grant to the NBA Finals in 1988 to face the Lakers, they would have been swept. Magic never switched teams multiple times and rebuilt and reloaded while still making the finals for 8 years in a row. Jordan never had a teammate quite like J.R. Smith. Magic didn't have high school basketball stars like Skip Bayless discredit his worth on a daily basis on cable TV. We can do this all day, but what we can't do is continue to deny LeBron. He has done enough to merit entrance into the chat, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Does this mean that he is the one true greatest of all time in basketball? I'll let you all decide that because I don't have time to waste arguing with people online about something that is hard to quantify and impossible to prove because of the changes to the game and then the improvements in medicine and tech and all those things. All I'm saying is that any real talk about the GOAT that doesn't involve LeBron James now is ludicrous and shouldn't be taken seriously. Meanwhile, Bill Russell over to the side like,
I would kick your ass.
You know what? I agree, sir. You probably would have whooped their ass. All right, that's gonna do it for this episode of Hard Pass. I wanna say thank you guys for watching. I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you next week. But not before I leave you with some words of wisdom by the late, great Stan Lee.
If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it.
You know, belief in what we're doing and whatnot. I'll see you next time. Peace.